This is bowling, America's true pastime. Since the advent of competition, people have been rolling balls at structures and knocking them down. 10-pin bowling remains to this day one of the most popular, casual, recreational activities offered in America. I know there's a small part of you that wants to go bowling watching these people having fun. But bowling is hard. Those gutters seem to absorb any ball even close by. High scoring encourages consistent performance, and that can be very difficult to achieve. Hitting under 100 can really put a damper on a good day.
Believe it or not, it is possible to become a good bowler. So what we're going to do today is we're going to help you increase your average by 25 to 50 pins, just with a few simple steps.
Warning: the video you're about to watch contains two practice bowlers exhibiting the skills they have acquired from years of formal and informal training. These methods taught in the following video will improve the game of a participant who practices these concepts. Improvements will take work and repetition to become involuntary and part of your game. Please keep this in mind as you hone your skills over time. We are not responsible for your own growth. You control your progress with practice and changes in average. Required for bowling, you will need money, a bowling center, bowling shoes, the center will provide these, a bowling ball, we will help you pick out a ball very shortly, and your willingness to learn. That you have your supplies, you're ready to get started. So you've arrived at the bowling center and you want to bowl. You'll start by walking up to the front counter and asking if any lanes are available. Sometimes lanes are reserved to bowling leagues in advance. The front counter is your best resource for finding out if a lane is available. Once one is, they will provide shoes in your given size and give you your lane assignment. Next, we're going to choose the right ball. Your hand should fit nicely into the ball. The hole should be wide enough that your hand clears the ball upon release, but not so wide that it feels unnatural to hold onto the ball. The weight should also be something that is not so heavy that throwing it causes strain, but also heavy enough to knock down pins. Remember, the lighter the ball, the stronger the pins. Once you've found a ball that fits both of these specifications, you can move on to the lane. First, you will want to choose the correct hand you will want to bowl with. While most people bowl with their dominant hand, many have determined their opposite hand to be more accurate. Alternate throwing shots with each hand until you feel confident with a certain hand. Brian seems to be more consistent with his left, and I am more consistent with my right. So now we can move to how we will be throwing the ball. The second step to gaining a consistent bowling game starts with the approach. The approach is the part of the bowling lane between the foul line and the start of the lane. An approach also refers to a bowler's movement required to throw a ball. We recommend a 4-step approach. So to do that, walk up to the foul line and face away from the lane with your heels about 4 inches away from the foul line. Then take 4 casual steps forward. Where your feet end up is where you will start your approach. Practice walking to the line a couple times until you are comfortable with the 4-step approach. If you notice you're either crossing the foul line or ending your approach too far away from the foul line, you can redo step 4 at any point to reacquire the consistent approach. Warning: do not cross the foul line. A bowling lane is covered with an invisible coat of oil that is very slippery. Once the line is crossed, you are a victim to inertia and gravity. There are 2 important definitions that will help determine how you throw the ball: pocket and hook. Hook is the curvature put on a given bowling ball's path down a bowling lane measured in revolutions per minute, or RPM. The pocket is the space between the front 2 pins, the 1-3 if you're right-handed and the 1-2 if you are left-handed. Your best bet for throwing strikes is to hit your respective pocket. Either you can throw a ball straight at it or hook the ball into the pocket. The latter option is the best option for consistent striking, but does take practice to hone. In order to perform this, you will release the ball with a subtle hand turn. To put a hook on the ball, imagine you are shaking hands with the pins, as though their impending doom is a collaborative endeavor. If your hand looks like this upon release, then you have successfully hooked the ball. If your hand ends up flat, then you will have spun the ball and your results will be inconsistent from throw to throw. By now, you will notice if the ball is too light and you're not displaying a great deal of consistency. You may also notice a heavy amount of fatigue and low ball speeds if the ball you have chosen is too heavy. This would be the time to try out a different ball. If you notice these phenomena continue after switching balls, maybe the first ball will be the closest to being successful. This is why frequent bowlers have their own equipment drilled to fit their hand perfectly. The arm swing is very important, and the best way to keep repeating shots is to start from the same position. No 2 bowlers have the same starting position. To best set up a smooth arm swing, we recommend starting with a comfortable position with the elbow bend at a 45-degree angle. The arm swing begins with a push-off, which consists of placing the ball outward until the arm is straight. The push-off should be performed during the first step of the approach, and your first step should be taken with the same foot as the hand you are bowling with. Once the arm is straight, allow gravity to naturally carry your arm from behind the body to in front of the body. Forcing the ball through the swing will cause speed and accuracy inconsistencies. Making sure the swing comes naturally will ensure consistent results. The final step in letting go of the ball comes from your position at the foul line. With a 4-step approach, you will end with the opposite foot than the one you started the approach with. Once your foot has stopped moving, you will swing the opposite foot behind your body. It looks silly, but it actually adjusts your center of gravity to reliably keep balance at the foul line. Practice this maneuver without a ball until you have the hang of it, then try it with a ball. To release the ball, all you need to do is open your hand at the bottom of your arm swing. When done, the ball will clear the thumb and roll off of the remaining fingers. If using a hook, the ball will come from the torque placed on it by the ring finger. Practice with the ball off of the lane until comfortable, then try it with the arm swing. You've completed making your approach. Strikes are important, but spares are just as important for maintaining high scores. Bowlers lose anywhere from 1 to 109 pins in a game just by missing spares. A common misconception for picking up a spare is to be on top of the desired pin and going straight at it. While throwing straight at it is not a bad idea, standing directly on top of the pin will cause drastic misses. You actually want to line your body up with the opposite side of the lane when going at spares. This allows for greater room for error and a more natural throw at the pins. With all of these steps coming together from above, you too can find success at bowling. Even with enough practice, you can become top dog among your friends in the realm of bowling.